shows bottom, boom, instant smoke. There, what's happening? Snapfire will probably push out mid lane as he runs past. Whoop.
Yep.
There we go.
Kill them creepies and things.
And off we go.
Straight away.
Yep. But look at the positioning of Flight to Moon. Look, they're going to an area that they have sentries in. They're going to an area that they have like false confidence of owning. VP, they're like, all right, where are they coming? They're smoked. We're going to move into the area that we know that we control. Beautiful movements coming out from both teams actually.
Yep. The common dance we've seen many a time as no one sits on this bounty or on this illusion, and they see it, and they see these illusions of Morphling pop out, and they're like, okay, all right, something's going on here. They fly to Moon, they give up the goat and push in middle.
Oh, the lich running through daytime.
Yeah.
They see, okay.
Oh, did make it back. He was like the last sheep, wasn't he? Trying to get himself over to the pack, but now Resolution jumps in. Only lands onto OD, however, with the arena coming down. General doing a good job of controlling them up, but meanwhile the Doom is out onto the Outward Devourer. There's not much he can do in this fight right now, but Resolution is probably going to get dropped. Meanwhile, Rupture also throwing everything onto the OD. They will be able to take care of him. No buyback either. Meanwhile, they turn their attention over towards the Snapfire. Snapfire made in this for the time being, but the moment that's gone, they will tear through him. Virtus.Pro, just like that, in the snap of her fingers, take the fight entirely in their control. And once again, you know, this Mars arena just seems to be so important for controlling up, especially the Doom, but just creating some semblance of formality in the fights in which Flight to Moon can actually play their heroes, because the moment things start to break apart, the Snapfire can't do anything. She's screwed. She's like, well, my kisses aren't going to do much. The OD gets doomed up, which is obviously terrible. The Slark's the only one having a nice time in these fights when they start going this way. When the chaos breaks out, the Slark is pretty much the only one on the side of Flight to Moon who seems to have much of an effect.
Yeah, I really feel like I'd like to see a Lincoln on the OD. I know Slark's got a good fight, but this fight for Flight to Moon, they have this area of the map they feel like they control, but when the Doom has Shadowblade and Blink, it's so easy for him to identify the location of the OD and get the ult. Like, in any fight, you want to like rupture the Slark, Doom the OD, play the fight out. And like before, he was able to zone people with his ultimate on the back line, but the Doom had already done his job. Like, the Morph was already deep in line getting the right clicks off. Like, it's I think itemization right now is what's holding Flight to Moon back from being able to take these harder engagements.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy for VP to fight if they have the spells up.
There's also pretty insane positioning as well, you know. Virtus.Pro, I think 3 or 4 heroes came from this direction, but what actually happened was the Doom snuck around the side like this.
Yeah, exactly,
he didn't follow suit. He knew that, you know, they're going to draw their attention on the front lines. Resolution is going to jump in immediately park and make a big fuss as they bring down Lich for free. And using that, you know, the Doom's like, all right, I can probably find my entry point. And now a Rupture comes forward onto the Snapfire. Snapfire kept okay for now.
The only big one.
Oh no, this is a big target. He's supposed to pop the BKB, but the damage from no one is probably going to be too much. With Lootbet on top of him, the cheese comes out though, but he can't get off the right click. Now one of his kisses coming on over the top. Kuman, he's the one in trouble. Vichun's taking chunks out of him, and the Bloodseeker is going to go down, so they turn their attention towards all the targets, but no one. He's jumping around the back. He's finding targets. Shotgun out onto the OD, but they get the kill onto Kuman instead. And now Flight to Moon, well, there's your Doom. There's the big damage coming down, and OD just simply disappears. Slark trying to fight up as well, but he has not got an ultimate. He's silenced up as well. He will be jumped up onto the high ground, but General might be left behind, forced to pop that BKB. Turns around with God's Rebuke. Meanwhile, Resolution jumping in deep. V-Tune back in, trying to fight up into the Morphling. He is the threat, but Morphling waveforms away, and now, well, Flight to Moon, they're tempted. Throwing in the creep. Oh, what the? It was sick creep plays. But yeah, looks like they're struggling to find anybody right now. Spear's going to go flying astray. If only went through waveform, eh? Meanwhile, Simon's coming down onto 2, and now no one comes in with a shotgun onto the Slug. They're going for the big target right now. Can they finish the job though? In comes the Ice Blast, in comes the Fear, and Suichin will be able to find himself a kill onto Zayas. Meanwhile, well, they're out of here. Coil 3. Oh, a beautiful Spear, but unfortunately, I don't think it matters. I think no one should still be able to get himself away. V-Tune's still optimistic, still chasing, but the Morphling is gone. He is steam, he is water in the wind, and I think that will put an end to this fight as, well, I mean, the fight recap's going to be pretty useless here. This fight went on for so long, but I think overall there was a bit of a shift in Flight to Moon's favor in the end. But I don't know, the OD going down is a big one though, right?
I think this just highlights how Flight to Moon only wins these engagements based off of the over-aggression of VP. And Flight to Moon, this OD, struggling so hard to have impact within these fights at this point. Like, he's got BKB Hex, but he's got no item to save himself from the Doom. He doesn't have like a blink to maybe, like, if the Doom comes in, he can instantly dip out. Like, he's got nothing to save himself, right? or Lincoln's as well. Oh, the instant smoke cancel as well. So I think VP, sure, they might have had a couple kills, like deaths at the end of that fight, but I think this is VP favored right now. What's the win probability? What's that saying?
Win probability, it's like 61% really, and yeah, it's slightly VP favored. Kind of to be expected from Morphling.
Yeah, this is kind of as it should be. I think Roshan's going to be the next. Yeah, Roshan's back up, so this is going to be the big play for these teams. Both teams have vision around the pit. They're going to be able to take a decent fight. I think it's all down to this Doom. If Doom can locate the OD at the start of the fight, it's going to be very over before it even started.
Yeah, and Zeiss is so rich. Jesus Christ, he's got so much money.
Smoking under a ward though. Oh,
there's a low hard dance. They see it right now. Resolution immediately going in with a two-man coil. Is it going to be enough though? As Mars moonwalking through his fight. Now in comes Iceberg, but getting himself doomed up. It's an easy target. What are you doing, Iceberg? He's held still on the front lines. Meanwhile, the Slug also speared to the side, and now the kills start coming in from Virtus.Pro as Iceberg and always want to fly already gone down, and now, well, General's going to follow, and it looks like Snapfire's not long for this world. 4 heroes dead, wiped off the earth. You can't do this on the out of the power. You know, you have to pay the Doom some respect. If you can't control him, if you haven't seen him, and if you haven't seen that Doom come down yet, you can't just run in on the front lines like a vanguard, charge off the light brigade style, and immediately losing your OD's effectiveness in these fights. I think this is just everyone can see what's happening.
Yeah, exactly that. You've got a 17k net worth OD that is pretty much put to 0, like from one spell. He does nothing. So it's a worrying position for FlyToMoon to be in.
Absolutely.
It often, when we get to these positions, we have to try and find ways for them to come back into the game, and I think right now it's nothing to do about items you farm or fights you take. It's about where you're taking the fight, like why are you taking them. Right now they just seem to be taking them because they feel like that's what they need to do.
I mean, in reality needed that one for Roche, but yeah, it's an incredibly awkward way to do it.
Exactly. They need to do the fight basically. Like you said, they need to find the Doom first. They need to actually identify who's winning the fights. So let's find Doom. Right now, they just seem to be taking the fights the same way that they have from minute 10 when Doom wasn't having as much impact. Like, you need to adapt. You need to change your game plan to how VP are winning. Like VP, they show that they have adaptation, right?
Ouch! Okay.
See you, buddy. Okay.
Always on a fly. Put into a grave.
Now we're just gonna, VP just aren't gonna leave. The classic, we haven't taken a tier 2, let's just take the tier 4s.
Yep, that seems to be the play here.
Puck doesn't have the TP up though, so they might show a little bit of respect. Okay, cool, they are.
They're back. Vichi's running it. Heroes, hey boys, how's it going? And with more of those kisses coming in over the top as well, not much of a threat though. They found him morphing on the backlines though. They managed to get the Hex out onto him as well, but he's going to pop the BKB. They don't go for the spin. They didn't have it up. And now with the Doom coming down once again onto the OD, OD being chased down, Zayats and no one. That's all they need right now. They will be able to get a kill onto the OD. He does not have buyback, and now they turn over and just blow apart General as well. Virtus.Pro, the game is theirs. They can take down the tier 4s now, but I don't really think it matters too much. There are 2-5. Okay, 4 and 5. No.
Your draft door in the OD ultimate to deal with the Morphling, and he has Skadi, BKB, and Aegis. Like, this OD dying 3 to 4 fights in a row just from Doom.
Fighting, they're still trying to make it work, but VTune just being run down, basically ignored as Kuman machine guns through everybody. And there's your GGs coming out. FlyToMoon do eventually call it as they get eaten down again and again and again. Virtus.Pro will take the series 2-0. And pretty tasty game, all considered. Zayats with a pretty godly Doom-like performance.
Yeah, I think if we had to try and summarize the game overall, the series, I think VP early game was a little bit underwhelming. I think this game, Morphling, had a really good start to the game. But overall, it's like FlyToMoon, their post-laning phase moves and aggression were far better than